EarthLoc Engineering and EarthLoc LLC have created a dual solution for the southern border of Texas. EarthLoc's solution will stop flooding of border towns and provide a barrier that will serve to prevent illegal trespass into Texas. Annual flooding on the Rio Grande River costs the state of Texas hundreds of millions in emergency funds, enormous property and economic damage to Texas border towns, and causes irreparable suffering and hardship to many thousands of Texas citizens. This perennial problem can be permanently resolved by construction of EarthLoc's smooth panel bulkheads made from fiber reinforced polymer, known in industry as FRP. The EarthLoc FRP modules are driven deep into the riverbank at water's edge. No excavation is ever needed in EarthLoc's installation process. The height of the bulkhead will be well above rushing floodwaters, increasing flow coefficient as the surge is quickly and safely guided downstream, ending erosion and providing maintenance-free protection for Texas border towns. In the straits of the river where flood control is not needed, the bulkhead will make a tangent turn and traverse up the riverbank to high ground, transitioning from the solid wall smooth panel bulkhead to the EarthLoc modular grid see-through bollard wall. The EarthLoc FRP bollard wall and EarthLoc FRP bulkhead are inextricably intertwined and seamlessly connected. It is expected that 95% or more of the border barrier will be bollard wall on the high ground tracking the river, and only a small percentage will be the bulkhead installed down near the water in the bends of the river where floodwaters perennially breach levees and cause flooding. As previously mentioned, the EarthLoc barrier designs are made of fiber reinforced polymer, a fiberglass and rosin composite subjected to extreme heat and pulling forces, a process known as PULTRUDED. This PULTRUDED process produces our perfectly formed FRP structural members. 5 different EarthLoc FRP parts are interlocked to build the barrier wall. Our PULTRUDED FRP parts that are over 101,000 psi flexural strength and 96,000 psi tensile strength, nearly 3 times stronger than standard A36 steel, will never corrode or degrade. The EarthLoc border wall will perform and look the same 100 years from now as it does the day the wall is completed. There is zero maintenance. With EarthLoc's no excavation installation, site preparation is minimal. An effective barrier can be constructed at the rate of 1/2 mile per day per construction site. When optimum manufacturing of EarthLoc FRP parts is realized, simultaneous installation at 10 locations could provide 5 miles of new barrier every day, 25 miles per week, 100 miles per month. Areas most prone to flooding will be addressed immediately to prevent flooding in 2021. Bollard barrier wall installation can begin immediately in areas seeing the heaviest traffic from illegal border crossings. Construction is so fast that gaps in the existing barrier will close at a rate that will both surprise and delight the citizens of Texas. The EarthLoc FRP modular grid wall can be built on any type of terrain. EarthLoc modules are locked together as they're driven into the ground by large excavators outfitted with vibratory hammers. The patented underground modular grid provides the world's strongest foundation. High walls are only as good as the foundation. EarthLoc's modular grid, coupled with the EarthLoc grid stanchions driven deep into the earth, locks tons of soil, preventing overturning or uplifting in any type of soil. EarthLoc walls have been engineered tested against overturning with loads in excess of 5,600 pounds per square foot, and those tests were done in loose and moist soils. Regardless of the soil condition, the EarthLoc FRP modular grid is quickly and easily installed to ensure centuries of performance. The EarthLoc bollard barrier has an anti-breach device affixed to the Mexico side of the barrier, making it impossible to climb over the barrier. The spacing between the bollards and the EarthLoc bollard barrier is 3 inches, a gap large enough to allow Border Patrol to easily see through the barrier, but too narrow for anyone to put their arms or legs between the bollards to hug the bollard and scoot upward. To add additional deterrent to any attempt to breach the barrier and to enhance notification, EarthLoc's virtual barrier is applied in the form of motion sensors, vibration sensors, lights, sirens, and cameras. The incredible strength of the EarthLoc modular grid structure makes it an effective vehicle barrier. The EarthLoc FRP is Class 1 fire retardant. The design allows for the modular grid wall to be installed on slopes, no matter how steep. The design allows for the modular grid wall to be installed in ravines and in any area where moving water will be occurring during heavy rains. Water shed through portals in a bulkhead wall or between the bollards and the bollard wall will ensure the passage of rushing waters to prevent flooding. In areas that are wet or can hold water during heavy rains, additional rows of modular grid foundation are added to prevent overturning and settlement. The EarthLoc design has swivel connections that allow the wall to make tangent turns to track the bends in the Rio Grande River. The EarthLoc modular grid wall was literally designed to meet this Rio Grande challenge. Tracking the river with the EarthLoc barrier is a simple task because the design accommodates the requirements. Collectively, the EarthLoc flood prevention bulkhead on the Rio Grande, coupled with a maintenance-free impenetrable barrier that will serve as the ultimate deterrent to border trespass, will send the loud and clear message: don't bother. You cannot enter Texas illegally. You can reach us at info@earthloc.com. Thank you for watching.